Hello, I'm Gareth A. Hopkins. This is my YouTube channel. Welcome to this video on my YouTube channel. Today I am going to be talking about a collaborative project and this video is actually to explain what it's all about because I didn't want to type all up in the blog. Details of how to contribute in the file you need and stuff are going to be in the description, which is like down there in the description. So you can get it from there. But basically what it is to take a page from my graphic novel Petrichor that looks like this. That's what the page looks like. The graphic novel looks different, smaller, more book-like. And just do what you want with it. Rework it, colour it in, paint it, crumple it up, put some holes in it, whatever, and then send it back to me and I'll put it on a blog. And then if we get enough, maybe collect it into a PDF, and if it's worth it, we'll maybe put it on Comixology, and if we put it on Comixology, then maybe the money from that can go to somewhere where money needs to go. But at the moment, I'm not worrying too much about that end of the stuff. It's more about the having fun part of the stuff. So in the video tonight, I'm gonna rework my copy of the page. I've given a copy to my daughter, to my son, and we'll see what they come up with. And while I'm doing it, I'll talk about why I think it's an interesting idea, what the page is about, what the sort of wider context of the project, and some other stuff that's been on my mind this week, because it's been a big week. Right, I'm going to crack on, and hopefully you'll stick around for the rest of the video. I'm going to try and keep it within the sort of time frame where people might not get bored and cut out halfway through. Good luck to us all. Right, here we go. Here's my copy of the page. Right, so let's talk about what we're going to do here, because I haven't thought it through. So when I made the original Petrichor, I would have gone over this in white Poscas and brush pen and something else. But I fancy I could recreate the Petrichor thing, but I'm actually gonna do something different. But first thing that I want to do is break up what this actually looks like. And the quickest way to do that is with paint. So, what colour should we use? I haven't got a lot of yellow left. Right, I don't know what I'm doing now. So, crack on. It's not, the thing is, this is low risk because I can reprint this out and not have to worry too much. So, let's go. So Petrichor, for anybody who doesn't know, is a abstract graphic novel which came out last year. I made it through 2016, and then people at Good Comics put it out in 2019, and it's been well received. And last week I put it up on Comixology, so you can either buy it physically from Good Comics, or you can I don't know what I'm doing here. It looks like a sad clown. Oh, you can either get it from Comixology, or you can buy it physically from there, or you can get it free if you go to Good Comics on the web. On their website, they've got a bundle where you can buy. We can get loads of comics for free. So it's in there as well. So there's loads of ways to read it. It's on Comic House app. Just feel free to read it however. But one of the things that goes in it, if you haven't read it, is this idea that there's no new ideas. And it's one of the things that I started with before I actually started thinking about what the book was going to actually be about. I knew that it not being an original idea was something which I wanted to counter early on. So the idea of redrawing the same comic 5 or 6 times and then putting words at the top of it, I'd not seen it done before, but I didn't want to pretend to the world that I was the only person who'd ever done it, because I honestly don't think I am the only person who's ever done that. I don't know who else has, but there's bound to be someone, because it wasn't an idea that took a very long time to get to. And if it didn't take me a long time to get to it, I assume that means that other people have thought of it as well. So that's what there are no new ideas. It crops up at least twice in the book. It's the first thing that is mentioned in the book on a different page, and it's sort of countered with the idea that it's easy to forget how many times you've fallen in love. And although there's two statements aren't connected literally, they're sort of thematically, what's the word I'm looking for? The concept I'm grasping at. They are antagonistic towards each other. They're sort of on different ends of the scale, but the same. But anyway, so that's what there are no new ideas is all about. The idea that reworking content over and over again isn't new, and that I don't have any claim to originality in these ideas. That was the idea of it. So why have I decided to share this page and invite people to also have no new ideas? Well, I don't know. I was just thinking, I honestly can't remember the thought process that went through, but I thought it would be something nice to do, to just sort of let people have a go at, to give sort of a collaborative idea which didn't require a lot of effort on the people involved. So if you are going to do this, you can put in as much effort as you want, but it's low risk. You're not doing it for anybody except yourself. If you don't want to share it to me, you don't have to. It's just a different way of working, right? One which most people probably don't do. They probably start with a blank piece of paper and develop an idea and work that way up. Whereas I thought in this instance it would be nice to give people the opportunity to play with someone else's content, be allowed to do it, not have to worry about them not liking it, because I'll like whatever, I'm sure. Unless, I don't know, you give me a specific reason to not like it, but I can't see that happening. So yeah, so that was the idea of it. It's low risk in the fact that you can as long as you can print it, or if you're going to work digitally, it's even less low risk. You can give it a go, and yeah, it's fun. The other thing is that it's not going to be curated, and it's not going to be, at the moment, I'm not thinking of it for print. I'm just thinking, wouldn't it be nice to give people a chance to do stuff? Allied to that idea, though, because I don't get ideas one at a time, they sort of come paired together, is that over the past week there's been a lot of unrest in the world. I mean, there's always unrest in the world, but particularly the protests that have been happening for Black Lives Matter. And I have stayed out of the way during it. So I thought it was important to let the people directly affected by the issues have their say. So on social media, unless I felt particularly compelled or felt I had authority to respond to something, I've stayed quiet and I've stayed out of the way. And in a way that's helpful. In a way it means that I have felt slightly powerless. Also, this was the week that it was just a terrible coincidence that Petrichor came out on Comixology this week. And so I didn't want to promote it too much because it felt at the wrong time to be getting in the way of things which people were saying. And so yeah, so where was I going with that? So staying quiet, I wasn't promoting the fact that Petrichor had come out. Oh yeah, but I wanted to do something, but me going forward and saying Petrichor has just come out this week, any proceeds or any profits I'll put towards ACLU or Black Lives Matter, because it's it would be an empty gesture. I don't make enough money from comics to make that a worthwhile gesture. It would be making noise to suggest that I am participating, and the optics would look good, but in reality it wouldn't be making any difference whatsoever. If I do get any money from putting Petrichor on Comixology, considering it's free to read and it's been out for a year already, any money will be small. And also, I don't know when I'll be getting it from Comixology, so I didn't want to make an empty gesture, and that's why I've been quiet. What would be quite nice, so I should also say that me and Eric Blagsved have been talking elsewhere about putting together a project that would earn some money, but I don't make enough money for that to be a worthwhile gesture, right? It would just be self-promotion if I was to do it. So there are other people. John Tucker did an amazing thing the other night where he took commissions for 14 hours and earned a fair chunk of money. So that's the sort of thing that I don't think I'm in the position to do. But what would be quite nice, right, further down the line, is that if this took off and it did go on Comixology and it did earn any sort of money, that money could go towards something. So, and I think in the project details I sort of allude to the fact that it'd be nice to be ready for print if we did go that way, to get the files ready for print and stuff. But I don't know. I don't know if it's a good idea or not. But right. But okay. So that's where the project is coming from, right? Wouldn't it be nice to do something nice? In the long run, if it could make money, then that would be good too. I've sort of lost my train of thought now. I don't know where I'm coming from. Right, let's focus on the drawing. I think I've actually said all that I wanted to say. I've got a list of 3 things down to talk about. I think I've talked about them all, so that's good. Let's just focus on the drawing now and how that's going. I've not been paying a lot of attention to where I'm putting material here. Just been working by instinct. And so far it looks like that. This area I haven't touched down here, so let's put some stuff here. And I've also I quite like this ink here, but let's try something totally different, which may or may not be a good idea, may or may not work. That's the point of this project, is that we don't know, right? So let's start putting some highlight pen. I got these Letraset highlighters. They're on sale from cowlingandwilcox.com. I'm saying their name because they sent me some paint. One of the tubes came broken and they just replaced it because they're awesome. And I think if you are going to buy art supplies, then that's a place to do it. I should say that I'm not affiliated with them at all, and I'm not sponsored. I just think they're a good company, and yeah, but I got these for cheap from them, so they're really nice to use. And so let's just chuck some in. Now, I've got left of this piece is the word ideas, so that's very poetic, right? Having just the word ideas in the middle of a field of nonsense, but we'll see if I still want to stick with that in a bit. What I've noticed now is that this pen is reacting with the ink that's already on the page, which is fine. Put some green down here and over here. I think it's fair to say I still don't know what I'm doing with colour. Just like smacking it about. Oh crap. Got red paint all over this bloody pen. That's going to be a red pen. Shit. oops. Let's clean that. Right, what else can we do this? So when I did Nothing, a comic I released a few months ago now, when I did the cover for that, I actually screwed the paper right up and then painted over the screwed up paper. So, shall we try that? Because when I scan it, it's all going to be texture, right? So let's just fold it up. It's still really damp. Right, I've got paint all over myself. Let's unfold this. But I'm also doing this as a demonstration that it doesn't just what I want people to do when they approach when they have their go, however many goes they have, just to be really stupidly, excessively brave. That's what, if anything, I just want to encourage that. I'm just flattening out under here so I can paint all over my hands. Right, that's the wrong way up, which is fine. Let's do it the wrong way up. And let's stick some more paint on it. Scratch away. And what do I want to do with this next? It's got a big hole in it. That's good for the purposes of this. Because the other thing I like about doing this sort of thing is that I don't know what the scanner is going to see. So I know what I can see, I know what we can see. We can just see a lumpy, horrible piece of paper, right? But when I scan it, it will, through the magic of computers, it will flatten it out. It'll change its colour. It'll be interesting. This has a tendency to tear the pages. There we go. Put some cuts in, make it really mess it up. And one thing I've just thought of doing now, in case people want to, is what I might do is upload the PSD of this so that people can re-letter it and take that lettered bit and do what they want with it. I think that's a good idea, and I will do it now. I'll update the blog with that. What else can I do to this? I'd like to sort of bring it back and make it look like a comic somehow. So there's... How do I do that? I don't even know where my ruler is. Right. No, for the moment, this has gone long enough. I'm going to leave that as it is, let it dry. I'll scan it, and then I will sort of tidy it up in Photoshop a little bit. And in the meantime, I encourage everyone else to have a go. Yeah, that's it. Just go for it. Send me the file. I'll put it on the blog, and then if we get enough of them, we'll think of something else to do, and we'll think about what to do together. Right, so that's that. All done. It'll take a while to dry. I just realised that where I've put it, I've actually got a cable dragging through it, so that'll be interesting again. Yeah, go and have a go. You can send it to me if you want. You don't have to. If you don't want to, you don't have to. If you haven't got a scanner, just take a picture and send it to me. I'll figure out how to tidy up if you want. As I say, I'll upload the PSD up there as well, so that you'll have the original file and the letters, layer and stuff. And I'm sure, knowing how I work, there'll be a bunch of other crap in that file as well. So that's good. Yeah, that's it. That's the sound of my brain dying. You can buy Petrichor from Comixology, and I have a bunch of other comics up there as well. If you just go onto Comixology and search for Gareth A. Hopkins, that's me. You can buy a physical copy of Petrichor from Good Comics, from their website. good-comics.co. I'll put the link in the description. And yeah, but if you can, if you want to, go to the Good Comics website, download the free bundle, Petrichor's in that, and then if you do enjoy it, then feel free to donate some money to a advocacy group or a bailout fund or something like that, because they need the money more than I do at the moment. Yeah, all the best. Drink lots of water, eat lots of vegetables, and Black Lives Matter.